This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Shaun Cole, but the real star of today's show is you, the pit crew, because we are here for today's edition of the Pitstop, where you, of course, are the real star of today's show. Happy Hump Day, happy Wednesday to everybody out there. Hope you're having a good week. I have seen some of the chat, seeing people talking about racing they've got going on. That's always cool to hear about, because that is what we do. We race. We sim race. We just, we got it in our blood. I dream about racing. I think about racing. I go on vacation. I'm still thinking about racing and my last race or my next race. And I don't know. It's something about the form of competition. It's something about the gaming aspect of it, I have to admit, because I am a gamer at heart as well. It's the whole package. But anyway, that is the point of the show, to talk about sim racing, talk about what's going on in the world of sim racing, and also the things that influence us from real life in our sim racing world as well. So let's start today's show off on a somber note. Rest in peace, Niki Lauda. For you younger people, maybe you don't know who Niki Lauda was. For the older guys like myself, Niki Lauda is one of the most influential and important people to have ever been in racing, especially from the more modern era. He's actually quite old, or was quite old, but rest in peace. This guy was a monster. I mean, if you don't know the story, you must, because it was the whole story behind the movie Driven, and he's been interviewed, and his story has been very well chronicled. But Niki Lauda, a very important figure in the world of motorsport, Formula One in particular, passed away the other day. I'm sure all of you guys heard this because it is pretty big news, but definitely one of the heroes of motorsport. We talk about guys who fought through adversity to become one of the greatest, and this guy did it. The road for Niki Lauda was not easily paved. Let's put it that way. This guy, off-roaded. No, not literally off-roaded, but I mean, he fought every day for his career, fought every day to become the man, and as John Chill put it, the hero that he is. Rush, thank you, Spatial. Rush, not Driven. Driven was the Sylvester Stallone. Thank you. Yes, Rush, the movie Rush. Big difference, actually, between those two movies, as a matter of fact. So, the reason I do bring this up, though, is because, again, there are people, our heroes. If you're a racing fan, your heroes have probably influenced your racing career to an extent. What seasons, what leagues, what disciplines in racing that you prefer, maybe even how you conduct yourself on track. Maybe you want to be known in the image of one of your hero drivers, and to be seen in the same light as he does. Yeah, Rush, I'm terribly sorry about that. Do I have to put up the Shaun disclaimer for that one almost? No, not the band. So anyway, a big loss to the world of motorsports and losing Niki Lauda. And if you haven't seen the movie Rush, then please go see it. It's actually a really good movie. It was, Driven. I remember when the movie Driven was being made, and they were making promises pre-release to the movie, talking about how they actually were clowning Days of Thunder in their PR and their talk about the movie Driven. And they were saying, oh, well, we're not going to just be, because they were like acting as though Days of Thunder was a mockery almost of racing, and how that they were going to be really, really hardcore and authentic. And Driven, what a disaster that movie was, in my opinion. Anyway, Hunt called him the Rat. That's right, Rick. That was great. I love the movie Rush. I can't believe I misquoted it, called it Driven. It was supposed to be Days of Thunder, and it was less than that. It was supposed to be better than Days of Thunder, and it was less than that. I always thought Days of Thunder was a decent portrayal on a movie Hollywood version of NASCAR, to be honest with you, at that era. The manhole cover was cool. All right, so moving into the news, but again, I say this because it does make me think about how my racing heroes have influenced what I like to drive and do in racing. I mean, I guess that's part of being a fan too. So on with the news. What's going on in racing? Really, iRacing, I got to give iRacing a lot of credit. iRacing was looking like they're going to be like the dark horse of the esport world. And they're going to have their 2 simple series with nominal amounts of money as the whole world went on to bigger and brighter things. And I have to admit, I was wrong. iRacing, quite the contrary. Lots of esport, lots of pro-level racing going on at iRacing. And one of the biggest being the VRS GT season, the Enduro Championship for the pro teams. Joshua Rogers teamed up with Martin Kroenke, have scored yet another victory, this time at Imola. So this was written up just yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday, by the way, not to pat myself on the back. Had a great birthday. Got a lot of birthday wishes from a lot of you people out there. I want to thank each and every one of you for the messages and the great thoughts that I got yesterday on my birthday. I really do appreciate it. And I tell you what, if there's one thing I can say about my job, I might not get paid a lot financially, but I get paid a lot in love. And I mean, I know it sounds corny, but the amount of respect and admiration I get from the sim racing community is a big chunk of the check that I bring home. I'll tell you that. In addition to that, my buddy Mark Cohn picks up his 2nd win and moves into the championship contention at Gateway, that being in the Lionheart Retro Series. So way to go, Mark Cohn. I've known Mark for, probably close to 10 years, maybe 8 years. Mark is one of those transformation cases, and Mark, I hope, if you're watching, I hope you don't mind me saying this about you. But when I met Mark 8 years ago, let's say, he was a very average sim racer. I mean, there was nothing remarkable about Mark Cohn's on-track talent, and he spent years being at that level, quite honestly. And I don't know what he did. I'd love to talk to Mark one day and find out. I don't know what transformation in Mark's life occurred. I know he got a direct drive wheel. I know he got that Sam Maxwell wheel. If you remember that Sam Maxwell wheel rim that I reviewed, that was actually Mark's. Thank you very much, Brian Ostrike. Happy 30th. Yeah, yes, I am 51 going on 30. John's league is having a memorial Niki Lauda race in the Ferrari 312s. That's great. That's awesome. That's totally awesome. Show some love with a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe, tell a friend, do all that good stuff. So Mark Cohn, again, one of the things I do talk about all the time is how do we advance? We've talked about coaching. We've talked about meditation, yoga. We've talked about holding yourself accountable or critical. We've talked about watching others' replays. We've talked about all the things that we do to move up and get better. What did Danica get me for my birthday? That's a very good question. So anyway, what I want to give Mark a big pat on the back for is somehow, some way, after enough time to feel that you're just sort of like set in your ways, Mark transformed from an average racer to I dare even say sub-alien driver. And Mark Cohn, if you ever get a chance to race on a track with him, is lightning fast, and the best of luck to you in beating him. So congratulations to Mark Cohn on getting his 2nd win in the Retro Series and moving on up into championship contention in that very cutthroat series. So well done, Mark. I'm done giving you compliments there. Yeah, he's very dedicated. He puts in a lot of time, and he has that desire to win, says Lionheart Racing Series, speaking of the devil, is here in the chat. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you very much. Thank you, Flight. The Shaun Show. I do not remember the Shaun Show. This is the Shaun Show right here. What else? Also going on, so Keegan Leahy, I think we already might have, no, this was Tuesday this would have happened, sure. Charlotte, so he was this week's winner, and I understand at Charlotte, in the history of the esport level competition, the Pro Series and iRacing, they've run that race 11 times, and it's been won by 10 different people. That's pretty impressive right there, I gotta tell you. I missed Hemi's comment. And anyway, there's his winning, and there is some of the last lap action. And he's of the G2 Sim Racing team in that new configuration of the NASCAR Pecan of Freeze series. All right, what else to talk about? All right, where are we? Today is the 22nd. On the 29th is Assetto Corsa Competizione Day. We should put it in our calendar. We should probably have a party. We should probably have a lot of live streams all over the planet Earth, and you should be out there driving it yourself if you haven't already. But May 29th is our next big significant moment in sim racing, and that's when the full-blown version of Assetto Corsa Competizione comes out. Here they have some images of some of their tracks that we have not seen yet. So I love some of the, and I'll give them credit where credit's due. Some of their lighting effects, like if you remove that crowd, this very computer-generated looking crowd from the infield here, and re-rendered that picture, it would look pretty lifelike. Mark is a badass. This is Circuit Cat Ing. How do I know? Oh, Catalunya. What a weird naming they used for this. But anyway, this is Catalunya, Barcelona. That's one of the tracks that will be coming out. In addition to that, we have some shots of Spa. That's a classic photo right there. Spa at night, looking pretty badass right there. I gotta tell you, visually, this is one of the best looking games that I've seen yet. And then we had a little more. What do we have? Oh, this is more Catalunya. They tricked me with their fake naming. Yeah, we have some Spa and Catalunya to look at. So, just 6 days. 6 days we'll be driving it for ourselves with the new content that's going to come out in the final release. And we'll have full implementation of everything that's supposed to come with the game. And we will find out where Assetto Corsa Competizione really stands. I don't think this is super secret news. I think I remember there being a previous announcement a while ago. But Grid is coming September 2019. So I don't think we had a date. I think there was just an announcement maybe as much as a year ago saying that they were going to continue the franchise Grid. The last version I believe was Grid 2. As of now, all I've seen is the word Grid. Look at that. Oh, look at those cars. Yes. Yes, that looks awesome. Those look like USB headers on the front of the Firebirds there. Those Trans Ams are Firebirds, and is there really a difference? Whoa. Some new school Camaro versus old school. You got the new gen Camaro with a 70s gen Camaro right behind it. Looks pretty racy in the pictures. One of the things that I always liked about Grid was that it was a little less racy and a little more crashy. Anyway, but that's something September is coming. And they have a announcement trailer. The reveal trailer. You're going to find that. This is at IGN, but you'll find it everywhere. You'll find it via their Twitter. You'll find links. Anywhere Codemasters, you'll find the links. And that is Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Where's my game? This is an advertisement. Where's my game? I thought we already did our advertisement. Grid Auto Sport. Yes, Cranky Pants. That's one of my stories. Thank you for mentioning that. Here we go. Here's the actual trailer, reveal trailer for Grid. And that will be exciting. Wow, Codies. You've got Formula One. You've got Dirt Rally. You've got Dirt, the series. You've got Grid. You've got F1 Mobile. You've got your whole eSport competition going on. That is pretty awesome. Yeah, and that's the first thing I think, though. All that going on, certain failures, what's the control situation going to be? What's the VR situation going to be? What's the force feedback situation going to be? But we should all be rest assured, all right? You want a little bit of confidence? Well, none other than Fernando Alonso is a consultant in the new Grid game, which makes no sense whatsoever to me. And no offense, I love Fernando Alonso, and I love what he's doing for sim racing. But Grid doesn't need a Formula One driver's consultation. It needs somebody from Wreckfest's consultation. Go ahead and let Alonso get involved in the development of F1 2019. Let him go ahead and get involved in even Dirt Rally, for example. Maybe he would have said, hey, this force feedback is terrible. But he is one of the consultants on the Grid franchise moving forward. Do I think ACC will come to consoles eventually? Thank you, Nick Berry, for the happy birthday wishes. I would imagine that yes is the answer to that question. So, there you go. Yeah, where I thought I had grid. Where's my grid for free? Here it is. PC Invasion. You'll find I found this story all over the place, but this was just posted yesterday. You can get Grid 2 and The Sims 4 for free right now. As of today is the end of that deal. I'm not sure if it's a one-day test or if it's own it for everybody ever, but it is free on Steam, I believe. Wasn't that on Steam? Yeah, on Steam. Yeah, Snake Doctor. We definitely played tribute to Niki Lauda. What else? What else? Stage 3, Season 1, Dirt Rally arrived yesterday. That was German Rally, now available. It's time to hit the tarmac. You could almost say get back to the tarmac in that case. So, more of the rollout, the ongoing rollout for Dirt Rally 2. He wouldn't qualify. The UI screams. I was built for console. I assume you're talking about Assetto Corsa Competizione there. But yeah, you know, if you want to make big money, you need to get your title on the console. Now, to the PC sim racer, that isn't always the best thing in the world because it might mean certain compromise if you're having a game that's just going to port directly, simply. I almost believe that if your destination is the console, it's almost easier to make the console version and then port it to the PC, I think is the more typical path. I could be mistaken with that, but anyway, moving right along. What else? Lots of Hotlaps of Monaco. So right now we've got a McLaren. This is at Formula 1 the game. You could have found this at McLaren Shadow. Once again, Rudy Van Buren taking us through the famous circuit to Monaco ahead of Sunday's Monaco GP. You know, I love street tracks. We talk about Long Beach. We talk about Belle Isle. Lionheart Racing Series is going to be running Belle Isle tonight. And I say it like that because I'm not going to be able to do that. Max was barking just a moment ago. I'm not sure why he's being that quiet. I can get him in here and try to rile him up. But there's Rudy Van Buren at Monaco. And then we have Toro Rosso also giving us a preview of their driver, showing you the way around Monaco as well. But street courses, you know, with these walls defining the left and right boundaries of the track and literally zero runoff in most of the corners, they are dangerous. Whether you're going fast or not, they have an amazing feeling of going fast. And I also believe that in sim racing, the sense of speed is better delivered on a restrictive viewed track where the barriers are as close as they are at, say, a Monaco or a Long Beach or Belle Isle, places like that, where one false move and it's game over. Not, 2 wheels off into the grass. 2 wheels off in the grass equals death at Monaco. So anyway, we have two different perspectives. Toro Rosso and McLaren both showing us the way. Another tribute to Niki Lauda there as well. Rest in peace from Formula 1 the game. A true hero of our sport and beyond. And well said there for sure. What else? Just 26 days to go until the 24 Hours of Le Mans Super Final. Reminder to all the teams to submit their team names and logos today. So this is sort of the big deal Le Mans eSports Series in Forza. We talked about the prize money. Move my cursor. Not sure. Is my... Oh, my cursor's in the middle of the screen. I see what you're talking about. Yep. Sorry, just checking in with you guys. Anyway, that 26 days to go until we can start watching and tuning into that as well. Speaking of just a matter of days to go, this Sunday is the beginning of the NASCAR Heat eSports Series. So the NASCAR Heat Pro League, they're calling it eNASCAR Heat Pro League season begins Sunday in Charlotte. This is going to happen while the Coca-Cola 600 is set to go green just after 6 p.m. Eastern Time on Sunday. The iRacing festivities will actually begin a few hours earlier at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So this is going to be a big deal. And this shows you sort of some of the highlight and exposure that this variation is going to be getting. We'll have to see how it's accepted by the general fans. We'll have to see. They're running 30-minute races each console version, so Xbox and PlayStation 3. And then the next race they're going to be doing is May 29th. And the full 16 race schedule will be announced at the end of the week. Here are the full driver rosters for each console. So this is a big deal. 100 grand on the line for this one. Maybe even a little bit more exposure than the iRacing version, purely because, well, it's going to be played at the tracks. It's going to be in front of the world. This didn't translate. I had this on Google Translate. When I brought it over, it won't translate. Oh, wow. This is, you can win a 2-day, this is a Polish site doing a contest for a VIP hero package to the Grand Prix. 2 tickets and everything. But it was very Polish-centric. Sorry about that, you guys. Billy's gonna win it. Cool article here. This is at Grand Prix 24/7. Lando Norris saying, "I fear death, I fear injury, and I fear big crashes." And an article there. And it kind of fascinates me because, like, my buddy John Hill and I talk about and debate how drivers handle and cope with the fear of things like this. And I've kind of always been under the assumption that most people who are hardcore, crazy racers, for the most part, block that out of their mind. Like, you just have to accept that it's a reality and not think or dwell on it, because it might prevent you from doing certain things that you need to do to win. I mean, if you don't win, if you don't get results, a Formula One career can be very short. So you need to push, you need to take chances, you need to optimize opportunity. And what that means, you are fighting against your internal instincts. You know, want to talk about a huge advantage that we have as sim racers? Well, we don't have to fear death. We don't have to fear injury. And sure, we could fear big crashes for the sake of it might end our race, but it's not going to harm our career any. And that allows us to, on a daily basis, drive and take chances and throw away the concepts of fear of death and injury. But, yeah, death gets us all in the end, Grunnell. I agree. Absolutely agree. So, anyway, a cool article there if you want to hear how Lando Norris, what he thinks on those types of things. What else? Just a little bit more. Kind of a slow Wednesday here, I guess. Well, no problem. Got lots of driving to do, that's for sure. A couple sim rigs to show you. You know me. I got accused of being elitist, and I got to tell you, if there's one thing I'm not, it's elitist. Because one thing I embrace, and I am looking at this rig, and it actually reminds me of a rig that my brother and I used to use when we first started racing Project Gotham, I think it was, on the Xbox, the original Xbox. It was just a little box like this. Just a little box that you put in front of a chair, and it held the pedals, and it held the wheel, and you put it up to your TV to run some Xbox. Anyway, this guy is getting a little more than just Xbox usage out of it. Looks like that's actually a PlayStation wheel, but he built it and just made it out of junk that he had lying around in the house. I mean, go out to the garage, find some wood, nail it together, mount your stuff, and you're up and running. So good job there. My hat's off to you, Malkovich, on doing what it takes. I love this image for a few reasons. Number one, I love the Chewy box on the table because I have stacks of Chewy boxes. Gotta love the fat cat already questioning what's going on there. But to me, this is Christmas morning. You know, it doesn't have to be December. For me, anytime you get a new rig, new wheel, new anything, it is always so much fun to just pull it all out and start laying it around however it makes you happy. Some people like to organize it. Some people like to go one thing at a time. But this is a classic moment to a sim racer right here. And this is posted by Zumbito55 on Reddit. what happens when finding a new obsession overlaps with an annual bonus. So this guy learns about sim racing, gets a bonus at work, and what do you know? He buys himself in this AccuForce wheel, an R-seat chassis, Fanatic shifter. Don't see what pedals he has, but it looks like it'll be something pretty decent because he's gone all in on sim racing. But what a lucky guy. I gotta tell you, what a lucky guy there, getting to unwrap and put all that together. And then finally, this is kind of like the finished version of that other rig. I believe that's the same type of R-seat. But I'm going to give this guy an award for a very tidy and dedicated sim area with, well stickered, well branded. He's got his Nürburgring sticker on the wall. Nice picture of a GTR up on the wall. And I kind of dig when people take the time to make their sim room look like a sim room. It shows they really love racing all around. They're really into it. And I think it makes it look better. We always talk about the women in our lives, your girlfriend or your wife, and how much we get for being sim racers. Like, it's not cool to them. They don't see it as cool. When you do that, I think they're going to see it as being just a little bit more cool. So beyond that, tonight I'm going to encourage you to go over to GSRC and watch the broadcast of the Lionheart Racing Series as the IndyCar Series heads to Belle Isle for the doubleheader. I, unfortunately, will not be racing tonight, and due to a very busy birthday weekend and a very busy birthday, I was not able to meet the minimum requirements of laps to be competent for this race. And it's more than just, in the case of the Lionheart Series, it's more than just being fast. It's that if you don't have the minimum laps and you end up being part of the problem, there can be penalties to follow. And I want to applaud George Anzaldo and Lionheart Racing Series on rules like that, because it's not about being fast sometimes, it's about being competent. And I don't think that, now I could always defy the rule and just get out there and race, but if I end up part of the problem and it's evident that it's because I didn't put in the practice time, penalties could follow. So I just want to applaud them on running a tight ship, and I'm going to honor that by actually not racing tonight. So that means for you guys, you want to watch the racing action, it'll be on GSRC. You can check that out. Beyond that, I've got lots of projects in the works right now. Headphone review, I promised you guys forever. It's going to finally get in the works. I'm working on some butt kicker reviews with and without SimVibe. My dream machine rig, I worked on that. That's how I spent my birthday, was mounting the G Seat to the next level motion platform to get the ultimate VR rig up and running. We're getting that much closer. We're going to have that. I have a load cell that I'm going to be installing in a set of T3 PA pedals. Finally have maybe the best feeling Thrustmaster pedal that you're going to be able to get. And then finally, of course, last chance, I think we are going to extend it. I did get 3 more entries into it, but at this point, if I don't get more entries, we are going to end up having to allow previous entries. And if we let previous entries, let's face it, Joe Antonio is going to win, because a good portion of these Shaun clown picks, I say that just as that one comes up, this is your chance, your opportunity to mock me, to clown me, to make fun and poke at me. The winner is going to get a few things. It's going to be worth your time. So what all you need to do, clip art my face onto anything, caption it, don't caption it. We're going to vote on the best one. And when we vote, the winner is going to get a whole Simpit grab bag. It's going to be a mug similar to this one, a Simpit mouse pad similar to this one, Simpit hat, t-shirt, and sticker. And better yet, I am going to print whatever the winning is. So let's say this Shaun kissing Danica picture becomes the winning entry. I'm going to print it on a shirt and I'm going to wear it for an entire month. So when I say clown me, the joke lasts quite a while. So please, anything it doesn't have to be that clever. It doesn't have to be that artistic. It could be something as simple as that. But whatever gets the most votes will be the winner. That person will get the Simpit grand prize package of garb and the honor of making me wear that shirt all month long. So you don't even have to meme. You don't even have to meme, Tim. That's the beauty. Just clip art my picture into whatever. I mean, you could put me in the middle of, the whatever. There you go. Just slap my picture on something like that. It doesn't take a genius to do that. Let's call him PG-13. I mean, you could use some Toy Story innuendo if you need to. That's okay, but let's just not use any actual foul language or nudity. But you can come pretty darn close with this crowd. So please send them in. Shaun, SHAUN, at thesimpit.com. And we're going to extend entries until next Friday. And I'd like to see what you guys got. As of now, the ones that you're seeing right now will probably be entered into the voting in addition to some of the new ones. And I just the other day got one of my all-time favorites that I'm not going to show you just yet. You're going to have to wait for the voting. But anything you got, I'd love to see it. Makes me laugh. I've got thick skin, so don't worry about offending. You will not offend me. Well, chances are you will not offend me. Anyway, have fun with it and get out there and make me laugh. And the winner, again, is going to get a full Simpit care package. Everything I got. And again, I'm going to wear that shirt all month long. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's show. Tune in for some of the other stuff that we've got going on. I just listed it all. Be sure to thumbs up, subscribe, and better yet, tell a friend what we're doing. I mean, we got 73 people watching. I appreciate you all being here. But it'd be nice to have a bigger crowd, have even more to talk about. So be sure to tell a friend what we're doing and all the fun we have here at the Simpit. That's going to do it for today. Thanks for being here. This is the Simpit. I'm Shaun Cole, and I'll see you on the track.